50, just talk about, your involvement in this process. Talk about how exciting it was to be involved in this picture.
It was a great process for me, because the very first time that I saw it, it was a clip that they sent that I could click on online and watch it, and it was so well done at that point, and they felt like it was rough. So they sent the note along with it, so I know that it wasn't finished, and I watched it and was like, it was me feeling like he knew he was passing away. That made it feel like it was really interesting, because to hear a person speak in first person about their entire life journey and then pass away right after, and it's there. It's like one of those things that capture. I think it's special when you're documenting your life in that way. It's like watching the last entries to a diary of his life.
Do you, obviously not the drug use, but do you draw any parallels in your life with his life?
Well, the loss of my mom early. At the age of 8, I lost my mom. So it's the same experience there, but it didn't have that. Mine was a bit like somebody put something in a drink and turn the gas on, so it cut off the circulation. It's connected to lifestyle, hustling, and doing everything else. And then Johnny's thing is a little rougher. 22 stabbing of an ice pick, and usually those kind of murders have some sort of connection. The people know who you don't die from someone stabbing you 22 times that you didn't know, you didn't meet before. And I think it was obviously the moment that defined him came really early in his life, because it stuck with him his entire time. There was a period in some of the footage he said every time he got hit, it took the pain away. He enjoyed boxing that much and you see it in his mannerisms and the excitement at the beginning and the end of his fights. You see fighters now be completely exhausted, like maybe they underworked for that, the actual fight itself, and then you see guys that don't have that same passion. A lot of the older fighters, it's different. It felt like a war was getting ready to take place, opposed to people saying thank you, Floyd, for the fight, because it's the biggest one in my life. You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, the promotional end, you've been a fight fan all your life and now a boxing movie. What is it about boxing that draws you?
Well, I've always been a fan of it since a kid. So I live vicariously through Floyd and the other top fighters that I have relationships with now, and it's like, our relationship went on for a long time. Me and Floyd been really good friends since 2002. And I met Earl Hayes in 2002, Make Sure Power Summit. I met him in Puerto Rico. Floyd brought him out there, and they don't realize how much his passion for music is, but it's usually a connection to professional athletes because of how much they have to physically discipline themselves in order to perform on the top level, and they just don't know how much of it they have. Like you see Mike Tyson spent millions of dollars on Iron Mike records. Floyd Mayweather, millions of dollars on Filthy Rich records. Roy Jones recorded records, and it's a lot of that. The music is playing while the training is taking place, and they make that connection.
Can I ask you just one last question in closing? A lot of chatter since the Mayweather fought, then Pacquiao fought. More than ever, it seems like they're close. What is your gut feeling? Does that fight happen?
I really don't see that fight taking place. I don't see him taking that fight. Yeah, I don't. I know Floyd, I know he knows he doesn't have to. I know he knows that no matter how they feel, they'll watch the next one and he'll leave boxing when he's ready to leave boxing on top.
Is it that risk-adverse side of him that people always seem to hint to?
Well, I guess a lot of the choices they made it's not collective. It's his whole team. It's not just him. So I get mad, I blame it on him. I say it was him.
One last question. You mentioned the message that you sent Floyd. I know it's been a couple of days removed, but have you spoke to him about that?
I didn't get a chance to get on the phone with him. I spoke to Fanny, his baby sister. I spoke to Miss Jackson, a few other people who called me directly for us to talk, but I've been running around, so I didn't really expect it.
That was your mutual friend, right?
Yeah.
And, sometimes it takes a tragedy to bring old friends, that fell out together.
Look, I tell you, Floyd's like my little brother. I always say this shit from the very beginning. I love him like a brother. You know what I mean? Like if he does something and he does it, I respond the way he understands me to respond. So I'll get angry and do something back. You can see us do things publicly. It don't mean that we don't love each other. It's my partner. It's my brother.
I spoke to Bernard Hopkins a month ago. He said he would love for you to play him in his biopic.
And Bernard is a huge talent. They getting ready to put me to work. I just played in Southpaw. But Jake Gyllenhaal plays the weatherweight, and Antoine Fuqua is an amazing director, so they'll get a chance to see my work in that project. It'll be out shortly, and I'm really excited about it. You know?
Is that something you want to do? If B.I. put you on the spot and said, look, you're the only one?
I might have to do it. I might have to do it. You know what I mean? And he's obviously one of those guys. Like he has stuck around longer than he defied the odds, like Foreman.